Hello again. Welcome to this tutorial session where we're going to be working on animation for your Windows game. Um, alright, something I forgot to mention last time. In your camera, you want to make sure that the projection type is orthographic. See, for me it was already selected because I've made projects before. But yeah, make sure it's orthographic. Okay, on to animation. So, in the hierarchy, select your skeleton move 0. And let's close this, just so you know how to do it. Okay, so in skeleton move 0, selected, you can now go to right click anywhere here where there's the tab. You see how I'm clicking, clicking, clicking. Anywhere right on the tab, just right click and you get this little window box. Or yeah. So click add tab and select animation. Now that you have an animation tab, we can start adding animations to your skeleton. So select add curve. Assets. We want to save this in animations. Okay? And we're going to name it skeleton move. Or, well, doesn't really matter. Whatever. Save it. Perfect. Okay? Now what we want to do is change the sample from 60 to 10. What this does is, hold on, I'm trying to make this smaller. I don't think I can, but I can make this one smaller. Okay, whatever. See, I made the sample size be 10. What I want to do is, yeah, that could be whatever. Go over here, select all of your skeletons again. Keep in mind, you don't want the empty one. This one we're blank here. We don't want that one. Drag them all over to there. Okay, sweet. Now then, I'm curious about something though. Why isn't this tab showing? Skeleton move sprite. Well, if I press play, it's working, so you can see that it's quite visible here. Hold on, give me a second. Yeah, I'm not sure. Here, let's do something. I'm gonna save my scene as end scenes, of course, as game scene. Doesn't matter. Save it. And I'm actually gonna exit and open it again because there should be right here a pretty cool little kinda description or like something you can see that shows you what you're doing, and it's not showing up right now. I think it's because my Unity client or software is being a little weird, so give me a second. I'm gonna close it and restart it. Yep, see, this is what I was talking about. I restarted it and I can actually see it now. Okay, perfect. When you're here, you can actually zoom in on your, little thing. And to zoom in, what you do is you use your scroll wheel on your mouse. Okay, that's good enough. We can actually click this little arrow here, and actually shows us all our little sprites here. See how they're all pretty nice and cool. And yeah, I bet you noticed something. Since I restarted my client, I can't see my skeleton. We'll fix that right now. What we do is we go to right here, the sprite renderer in the inspector with our skeleton selected, and we say add sorting layer. We want to add a layer. New layer will be let's say skeleton. Okay. We want another layer. This layer will be spider web, and the last layer will be the actual spider, which will be what you're controlling in this game. But we'll get to that later. Okay. Now that we have all our layers, we can go back to the skeleton move, go to the inspector, and in sorting layer, we want to change this to skeleton. Aha! Would you look at that? Your skeleton now is on top of your background. What happened here is that the sorting layer tells the images which are on top of which, and the default one is clearly below all of these. Your background is on the default one right now. So by selecting skeleton, you actually put the skeleton on top of the background, which makes it be, on top of it, or, in front of it. Okay, so now if we actually click play, oh my goodness, would you look at that? The skeleton is moving. Perfect. Okay, let's go to the spider web now. And in inspector, we're going to change the sorting layer to spider web because we want to be able to see it, of course. See how this still says skeleton even though we have the spider web selected? Yeah, that's annoying. Let's close the tab and reopen it. Animation, okay. Add a curve. We're gonna call this, I don't know. How about we call it, we don't want to be there. Want it in animation stuff. Let's call it, how about, create, let's just say, spawning web. Because what we're gonna do is we're gonna start by making the spider web be practically very small by setting its scaling to 0. What that means is it's just gonna shrink it down to the smallest possible size it can be. And then what we're gonna do is after like a couple of frames go by, we're going to actually here, let's set that to 3 or something. We're gonna set the scaling after like 3 frames to I don't know, what do you think? 0.5 of its original size? Because as you can see, that spider web's pretty big. You'll see why I don't want it that big in a bit. Let's see. Well, what's that? Sure. At the 3rd frame, what we want, or actually that would be the 4th frame, whatever. We want it to be half its size. So, 0.5 and 0.5. Okay. Let's run it and see how that looks. So right now, your skeleton is running in place. That's pretty cool, I guess. And your spider web is spawning. It looks a little small. We might want to make it a bit bigger. Yeah, that's fine. But as you can see, the skeleton can keep walking for as much as he likes. That's actually what we want him to do. But the spider web keeps repeating and looping through from spawning a new one, and it's the exact same one. What we actually want to do is that once it gets to its max size, which in this case it's half its original size, we want it to stop doing that. So what we're going to do is, with spider web still selected, I lied. With the spider web animation right here selected, spawning web, we go to inspector, and we get rid of this loop time. Now, it's not going to loop through. It's only going to do it once, and it's not going to do it again. So if we look at it, give it a second, it shows up, see? Wow, that's pretty cool, right? And the only reason it's so slow is because I'm recording, but on your computer, it should look fine. Shouldn't look that bad. Alright, that's pretty cool. Okay. So now we have a spawning spider web and a jogging in place skeleton. What's next? How about the spider? We want to do the same thing to it actually. We want to make an animation for it. So I'm not sure if this is gonna mess it up or whatever. We're just gonna add a new animation again for the spider by closing it and opening again, whatever. We want to call this spider walk. I know, very creative, huh? Not really. Okay, let's go to sprites, and in our spider, see, I actually should mention this. Since we rotated the pictures, this sample means that's how many frames per second you're getting. So I want it to like be 10 frames a second. And even though we're not gonna have 10 images, um, it's gonna cycle to the next one. So you know, like if it's an array and you want to, or yeah, it's basically an array. And what you're doing is you're going through 10 items at a per second. But if you don't have those 10 items, what happens is you loop to the other side of it, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Okay. So we want. Okay. Keep in mind that what we did was we rotated the picture in photo viewer. So this is going to make it a bit trickier. What we actually want is this one to be going in there first, followed by this one, followed by this one, then this one, then this one, then this one, then lastly this one. See, that's because we're going from this picture to this one, 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 to this one. And it'd be perfectly fine if we hadn't rotated it, but me being a mean person I am, I decided to rotate it. Okay, so whatever. We're gonna add a spider. Boom. Add another spider. It's actually the same spider. No, whoa. That's not what we wanted to do. What happened there? You got two animations at the same time, huh? Let's zoom in so that doesn't happen. Control C. I just undid what I did. Okay. So what spider is that? Okay, that's spider 3? Really? Yeah, okay. That's not what I want actually. Is it? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it is. Actually, it is. Because it started at 0. That's computer science. Cool. Okay, so now that we got spider 3, we want this one. And we put it here. And that one is spider 7. Okay. Now that we got that one, I want this one. Spider 2. And we put it there. Make sure it's spider 2. Yup. Spider 2. Okay. Now I want spider 6. So I put it here. Go to inspector. And I did that wrong. Because I lied when I said 6. I actually meant 2. Because yeah. Now I want spider 6. It should be that one, right? Wow. Let's, hold up. Inspector, so I want 3, and then 7, and then 2, and then 6. So is that what I have? Let's check that out. 1, or 3, correct. 7, yup. Then I would want 2, yup. And then I want 6. Which one do I have? Inspector 6. Oh, okay. I was right. Okay, now I want 1. Okay. Drag that over. Inspector, yup. That's 1. So you won't usually have to do it this way, but I ended up rotating it, so it split the image around a little. Okay. And then lastly we want, wait, what? 5. Which one is that one? 5, okay. Yep. And then I want spider 0. Inspector. Oh, goodness. What? What's going on? Spider 5. Hold on. Let me make this bigger. Oh boy. That's not what I wanted to do at all. Which way swings it in? Oh, okay. There we go. Okay. So then 3, and then should be 7, yep, and then 2, yep, and then 6, yep, and then 1, yep, and then 5, yep, and then 0. Yep, okay, that's perfect. You might not think so, but trust me, that's what we wanted. Okay, so now we can actually run this and see how it looks. And look at that. Our spider web spawned, our spider is walking in place, and our skeleton is walking in place. Congrats! We got some animations now. Okay, in the next tutorial, we are going to make the collisions, or actually we're actually going to start moving them so they actually start walking. We might get to collisions. Alright, that's it for this tutorial. Remember to save.